Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about immigration, and that's illegal immigration, and why Trump should continue to stand firm against it. Gallup released a survey that suggests about 5 million Latin Americans plan on coming to the United States this year. What's more concerning, though, is when they tested the general population, they found that 42 million more plan to come to the United States at some point. They continue to watch news, trying to determine when is the best time to make the move. When we talk about illegal immigration, we're talking about massive costs to the United States of America. If you look at current estimates of 21 million illegal immigrants in the United States at a cost of about $133 billion, that's extraordinary. But what's even worse, if these 42 million cross our border and come into the United States, we're then going to be looking at around $400 billion a year spent from the federal, state, and local level to take care of these people. Yes, that's right. When they arrive, including what's already here, American taxpayers will be footing a bill for $400 billion a year to provide services for all of these new Americans. Let's take a look at what could be done with that $400 billion a year. Let's take homeless. We have 3.5 million homeless in America, last estimate. If we paid each and every one of them $26,000 a year, that's $91 billion. If we look at the employment numbers, we see that there are 9.8 million Americans that work below the poverty level. We could pay them all a $10,000 bonus each year, bringing them above the poverty level at a total cost of $98 billion. That leaves us with enough money to be able to pay every working person in America, give them a tax refund of $1,525 a year. That's if it was distributed evenly. So for $400 billion, we could cut every working person in America's taxes by $1,500 a year. We could provide for everyone working below the poverty level enough money to bring them up, and we would eliminate homelessness. But the Democrats, in their ultra need for votes, say no, we need to spend that money so that we can get more Democratic votes. It is a shame.
House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
Well, as you just heard Mike report, apparently the number that congressional negotiators are talking about is somewhere between 1.3 and $2 billion at the most. In any case, less than half the $5.7 billion the president wants for new border barriers. Will the president sign a deal at that number?
I have to laugh because I've heard those numbers. I've also heard zero for a border barrier or wall. 800 million was a number I've heard. I've also heard 2.5 or 2.6. And I'm looking forward to actually watching the interview after I'm off of this show, because I just don't know where the Democrats are. And I think that's a reflection, Chris, of where their party is. I don't think they know where they stand on this particular issue. And that's one of the reasons I think we're having a difficulty coming to a deal. To answer your question, the president is going to build the wall. You saw what the vice president said there, and that's our attitude at this point, which is we'll take as much money as you can give us, and then we'll go off and find the money someplace else legally in order to secure that southern barrier. But this is going to get built with or without Congress.
Okay, so I want to unpack, because you said a lot of stuff there. You're saying he'll take whatever the congressional negotiators give. You're saying then that if they agreed, let's take the number that's been mostly reported, $2 billion, he will sign that bill and then try to find more money?
A couple of different things. I'm not saying what the president will or won't sign, because keep in mind, there's a lot of things that don't get discussed, which is what else is in the bill. You could give a number that the president might like, but take away something else that he doesn't like. I was talking with Senator Shelby. I understand a new issue has come up just in the last couple of hours that he's going to discuss with you in a couple of minutes regarding detention beds. So there's going to be a lot of different moving pieces. So I'm not in a position to say the president will absolutely sign or will not sign. Here's what we do know. The president has to sign a piece of legislation in order to keep the government open. He cannot sign anything that they put in front of him. They cannot sign everything they put in front of him. There'd be some things that simply we couldn't agree to, so that government shutdown is technically still on the table. We do not want it to come to that, but that option is still open to the president and will remain so.
I want to pick up because the president tweeted, "We'll build the wall one way or the other," and as you pointed out, Mike Pence has also said that over the weekend. What does that mean? Let's say you get $2 billion from the Congress and you agree to that. Can he repurpose money that Congress has appropriated for other purposes and spend that on the wall, or does he have to declare a national emergency?
The answer to the question is yes and no. Yes, there are other funds of money that are available to him through what we call reprogramming. There is money that he can get at and is legally allowed to spend, and I think it needs to be said again and again, all of this is going to be legal. There are statutes on the books as to how any president can do this.
And he can do that without declaring a national emergency?
There are certain funds of money he can get to without declaring a national emergency, and other funds that he can only get to after declaring a national emergency.
How much could he get without declaring a national emergency?
That remains to be seen. Let's talk about the whole pot. The whole pot is well north of $5.7 billion.
Now, it's clear that a lot of Republican leaders, including Senate Majority Leader McConnell, are saying don't declare a national emergency. There'll be a resolution of disapproval. A lot of Republicans are going to break with you. It sets a bad precedent. Right. Is the national emergency, declaring a national emergency, still on the table, or has he been persuaded by some of his fellow Republicans, let's not go that way?
No, it's absolutely on the table. And it's not a precedent, okay? This is the law as it exists today. I think we've had 58 declaration of national emergencies since the National Emergency Act was passed in the 1970s. So this is not a case, Chris, as many folks think it is, of the president just not getting what he wants, so just going off and magically declaring a national emergency and getting all the money he wants. There are certain things that every president must do in order to trigger the rights that he has to sort of move money around. So, yeah, there's a lot of Republicans who don't want to do it. Face it, the president doesn't really want to do it. That's why we had to go through the shutdown. It's why he's let Congress do what they've done for the last 3 weeks. He would prefer legislation because it's the right way to go, and it's the proper way to spend money in this country. But if that doesn't happen, the president perceives his number one priority is national security. He will then look at the National Emergencies Act as a way to do his job.
In his State of the Union address, the president warned about the dangers of illegal immigration. Here he is.
Tolerance for illegal immigration is not compassionate. It is actually very cruel.
Many of them, once they have opportunity, vote Democrat. That's the reason the Democrats are fighting so hard for catch and release, which means when they make it across the border, you fill out the paperwork to get them in front of a judge to determine whether they can stay, and then instead of putting them in an internment camp, you're going to release them into the population. This is ridiculous. The wall will go a long way towards stopping these illegal immigrants from getting into the United States. But the Democrats want no part of it. They know they are Democrat votes. And in time, if they've lived here long enough, they're going to get suckers like you and me to say, oh, well, they've been here so long, we should give them a green card. No, I don't think so. I think it's time that we become a nation of borders, as we always have been. What amazes me the most is in 2006 and 2007, the Democrats voted to add 100 miles of wall at the border between the U.S. and Mexico. Why did they fight for border wall in 2006 and 2007, and today they're so adamantly against it? Well, part of the reason is voting laws as they've changed around the country. Look at many states who've added motor voter bills so that when you get your driver's license, you instantly become a registered voter in that state. Even if you're an illegal immigrant, many states have been allowing this to take place. I live in Florida. Florida has a motor voter bill, and Florida allows illegal immigrants to get a driver's license. As a result, there are a large variety of illegal immigrants on the voter rolls here. A good friend of mine is a foreign citizen from the UK. He, while getting his driver's license, continued to refuse the motor voter sign-up. He did not want to be registered to vote, even though the driver's license bureau here tried to convince him that even though he's not a U.S. citizen, he has the right to vote because he lives here, and they pushed it really hard. Absolutely amazing. California, some 2 years ago, I believe it was, first approved illegal aliens the right to drive in the state of California. Then a year later, they passed the motor voter bill. As I understand it, some 1.5 million illegal immigrants are registered to vote in the state of California. It's important that Trump continue to fight for we Americans who want to keep the sovereignty of the United States alive and well. We don't want to turn our nation over to a bunch of illegal immigrants so that they can outvote us and take away our right to decide what's best for America. I hope Trump continues to stick to his guns, and I hope in the end he wins. But I even more hope that he declares a state of emergency and build the wall without Congress. I know there are political costs to doing that, and as a result, it's probably looked at as a last worst case scenario. But in my estimation of the amount of immigrants coming over the border each year, we need to put a stop to it. Trump needs to build the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, before you say goodnight, I hope you'll take the time to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.